Hi everyone, welcome to Breath and Flow Yoga. For today's practice, all you will need is your mat. And if you have a pillow or something comfortable to sit your hips on while we sit and breathe for the first few minutes of class, go ahead and grab that now so it kind of helps you lift your hips up, kind of how I'm doing here, pillow or anything that's comfortable. And we'll just wait a moment or two for you to grab that if you need, or if you need to unroll your mat and grab some water, whatever you need, get settled in. Bradley's enjoying a treat this morning, so he does not see himself on the screen. He doesn't really like other dogs on the screen in the house. So a little about today's class, we're going to do breath work that is grounding for us. So we'll be working on diaphragm breathing, allowing ourselves to get more into a parasympathetic state. Oftentimes we are in that fight or flight mode most of the day, whether it's just driving or if we're at work or we're doing an intense workout, or nowadays, if you're reading the news, you're in a fight or flight state. So we're going to work on getting into our parasympathetic, which is allowing our body to move into that nervous system that allows for rest and digest, relaxation, regeneration, and just kind of brings the body into a place of safety and allowing your cortisol to kind of lower and your body doesn't freak out as much. So we'll be working on that kind of breath first, and then we'll be moving into a nice flow just to get the body moving and kind of get a break from your day. So let's get started. If you have a pillow or anything to sit on, go ahead and find a comfortable position. You can be in cross-legged like myself. You can be in half lotus, full lotus. If those are not applicable, you can find any comfortable seat that is for you. While we're doing this breath, feel free to move at any point if you need. You don't have to stay in the same exact spot the whole time. If you need to change your legs, whatever it is, feel free to do so. So beginning in your seated posture, place your palms face down on the tops of your thighs. Close your eyes here. And begin to place your sits bones down in towards your mat. Really grounding down through the hips. Begin to pull your lower belly in just slightly so you feel a gentle constriction through the low belly. Pull the rib cage in slightly so that you're allowing your heart to open. Pull your shoulders back. Maybe shrug them up towards your ears if you want to loosen them up a little bit more. Give yourself a few shoulder circles, letting those shoulders scrunch up to your ears. And open down your back, expanding through your heart. And then working up into the head and neck, maybe let one ear drop to one shoulder. Opposite ear, opposite shoulder, just giving some space and length to the side of the neck. And then reach your crown of the head up towards the sky as if someone had a tiny little string at the crown of your head and is just lightly lengthening and pulling through that string. So you feel a nice length and rise through the spine and heart. Let the chin be parallel with the earth, the face soft. And as your eyes are closed, allow yourself to just take a mental scan of the physical body, noting where you are at in this moment, how you're feeling. Listen to your heartbeat, feel your heartbeat. And then let's begin our breath. Deep inhale in through the nose. Let your belly expand full like a balloon. Let your exhale release out through the nose, smooth as it came in, so that belly retracts back towards your spine. Big breath in through the nose. Let your belly press out, kind of creating a little Buddha belly. Deep inhale and belly expands. Drink that breath all the way up to the top of the throat. Fill the belly. And as you exhale, let that belly retract back towards the spine with that exhale fully releasing out. Continuing a pattern of breathing in and out through the nose and the nose only. Begin a gentle constriction in the back of the throat. So you kind of hear this oceanic sound in the back of your throat as the breath draws in, controlling that inhale all the way to the belly and controlling that exhale as it releases out. Take 2 to 3 more breaths just like that, in and out through the nose, just setting that pattern. Deepening with every inhale and every exhale. Allowing the breath to broaden, deepen, expand, and to release, let go, retract. So for our next few rounds of breath, we'll be creating more of a grounding sensation. So as we inhale, it will be the same inhale in through the nose. Belly will expand full with your breath. But as you exhale, forcibly press that breath out through the mouth, through the teeth. It'll sound a lot like this. So as you inhale in, deep breath to the belly. So I'm forcing that breath out through my teeth, creating a sh-like sound. And that's lengthening the exhale, allowing the body to feel a sense of peace and grounding. So let's take a few rounds of breath like that together. Inhale in through the nose, prepare the breath. Inhale in. Deep inhale. Two more. Last full breath. Good. Now continue that breath in and out through the nose as we were beginning in the beginning of class. Our Ujjayi breathing, victorious breath, that controlled breathing into the low belly, allowing the diaphragm to expand and contract. Bring your body into that parasympathetic rest and digest, relaxed mode. As you're taking a few more breaths here, set an intention for this practice. It can be anything from a dedication to a loved one. It can be why you're on the mat in this moment. Let it be simple. Let it be the first thing that comes to mind. It doesn't have to be perfect. Whatever it is, settle on that thing, that intention. And let's begin to move. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Flutter your eyelids open, look up between the fingertips. And as you exhale, hinge forward, come into a tabletop position. So if you had a pillow or anything like that, feel free, move it along to the side. We won't be needing that anymore. We'll all meet in a tabletop position with our wrists right underneath our shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We'll move into our cat-cow breathing. So our inhale, shoulders roll back, tailbone rises to the sky, look up. And exhale, curl back up and in, undulate the spine, gaze between the legs, tuck your chin. Inhale, open the heart forward, shoulders peel back, tailbone lifts up. Exhale, curl back up and in, arch through the spine, press down into your hands. Inhale, shoulders back, tailbone high. Exhale, cat pose, arch the spine, press down through the palms and the knees, look between the legs. Good, use that inhale breath, come back forward, open the heart. So you can continue to move in this linear fashion through our cat-cow breathing. If you would like to add any other movements, feel free to do so. So that might be pressing your hips back towards your heels, circle around, getting more dynamic through the body. It can be just swaying side to side, press your rib cage out to one side and then the other. Maybe you turn the fingers towards one another and just kind of circle in towards your wrists. It really doesn't have to look like anything in particular. It's just getting movement into the body, allowing those little fidgets, little creaks to just work their way out. Particularly if there's an area of the body that it feels pretty good to move into, allow yourself to do that here. So you can even tuck your toes and press back to your heels, stretch through the arches of your feet, shift back forward. Just take another breath here to just move into the spine. As you're ready, we'll all meet back in our tabletop position. Gaze down between your thumbs. Flatten through the spine, reach through the crown of the head. As you take your next inhale, reach your right arm to the sky. Roll your right shoulder back, open out. And as you exhale, thread the needle. Let that right arm slide behind that left wrist. Right shoulder presses down to the mat. Relax your head on your mat. Your hips press back evenly behind you.
Now you can stay right here if you want a little bit more. A left arm reaches up to the sky, and maybe it tucks behind your back to hook around the front of your right hip. Spiral your heart towards the left. You'll feel a deep stretch in the shoulders and low back. Good. Next inhale, that left arm reaches back up if you had it tucked. Lower the left hand to the earth. Inhale, right arm reaches up to the sky. Open out, expand through the chest. And then exhale, tabletop position. Switch sides. So as you inhale, left arm rises high. Roll your left shoulder back. And as you exhale, thread the needle. Let that left arm slide through. Bend your right elbow. Relax your head down. Again, you can stay right here. Allow that left shoulder blade to pull from your spine. If you want more, right arm can reach high. Maybe even tuck behind your back around the front of that left hip. You'll get a deeper stretch through the front of that right shoulder, but only move into this if it feels right for you. Inhale, right arm reaches back high. Lower that right palm to the earth. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Roll that left shoulder back. Look up. And exhale, tabletop position. Pause here. Find your neutral spine. Inhale in. Now as you exhale, begin to walk your hands forward, coming into Anahatanasana, puppy dog pose. Your heart will melt down towards the mat as your tailbone reaches high to the sky. Shoulders roll back, opening the chest, gazes forward. Eventually, chin and chest are down on your mat. Begin to inhale, shift forward onto your forearms for Sphinx Pose. Knees pull back, elbows just slightly in front of your shoulders, palms face down. Take a breath, roll your shoulders back, lift through your heart, create some traction through your forearms, so it's like you're spreading your collarbones away from one another. Chin parallel to the earth. Good, exhale, lower down. Tense your fingers to the outside of your mat, elbows point high, and just begin to circle into your shoulders. This is just a nice fluid motion to open up through the head, neck, and thoracic spine. Sway side to side. If it feels good, you can even twist a little bit here. Dip one shoulder and then the other. Work into the head and neck. Good. Lower back down onto your belly. Take your hands down underneath your shoulders. Roll your shoulders back, elbows point back. Lift through your heart, Cobra Pose. So in this first Cobra Pose, palms are light on the mat, heart is pressing forward. If you were to lift your hands up off the earth, your spine would not change at all. So my spine is actually lifting my body right now. Hands are lightly on the earth, shoulders back. One more inhale here. Now as you exhale, tuck your toes behind you. Press your hips back towards your heels. Lengthen through that low back. Pause here. Ground through those hands. Begin to lift your hips towards the sky for our first downward facing dog. So in this first downward dog, you can pedal your feet side to side. Just find some nice motion through the legs. Even if you're shifting forward and back through plank to warm the shoulders. Whatever movement you feel the body needs, feel free to do that here. It might be bending both knees. It might be lifting a leg. It might be just pedaling here. It might even be stillness and just finding subtle movement with the breath. Whatever it is, as you settle into your downward dog, hands are shoulders width distance. Spread your fingers wide, so go ahead and look at your hands. They should look like starfish pressing down in towards your mat. Really ground through your palms. Middle and index finger are pointing forward towards the front of your room, so you don't want to turn and tweak your wrists out. You want those fingers pointing forward, grounding down. And then you're wrapping those shoulders down the back. Hips towards the sky, lower ribs pull in, heels press towards the earth. It's okay if they don't touch. They can be lifted.
As long as you feel your hips pressing high and those heels pressing towards the earth, even if they don't touch. Take one more breath here. And as you exhale, just begin to tiptoe those feet all the way up to the top of the mat until they come between the wrists. Bend your knees a lot once you come to the top of the mat. Right hand tense down on the earth. Left arm reaches up to the sky. Roll the left shoulder back, twist open. So your right knee is still deeply bent. Your left leg can lengthen as you open out. Feel an expansion through the chest. Maybe even look at that left thumb up at the sky. As you exhale, lower left hand down, bend both knees. Left hand stays down on the earth, tense your left hand. Right arm rises high, roll your right shoulder back. Again, that left knee is deeply bent, allowing yourself to twist open. Right leg begins to lengthen as much as is appropriate for you. Roll that right shoulder back. Maybe even look at your right thumb. Big breath in. And exhale, lower right hand down to meet the left. Good. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Bend your knees. Let's roll up to standing. So take your time here. Ground through your feet. Let each vertebrae stack upon the next. Chin tucks towards your chest. Once you're up to standing, shoulders shrug up towards your ears and open down your back. Good. Inhale, reach your arms high to the sky, mountain pose. Exhale, take your right arm down by your side, reach over to your right, roll your left shoulder back. Inhale, both arms rise high. Exhale, left arm down by your side. Roll your right shoulder back. Inhale, both arms reach high. Exhale, baby back bend. Shoulders draw down the back. Point your elbows down, lift through your heart. Inhale, arms rise high. Exhale, swan dive forward. Soften through the knees as you begin to fold towards your legs. Inhale, halfway up lift. So your fingers just graze your shins, flat spine, crown of the head extends forward. Exhale, plant your palms. Step your feet back into a high plank pose. In high plank, hips are in line with your shoulders. Press in towards your hands. Puff up through that upper part of your middle back. Engage through your core. It's okay if you feel a little tremble and shake here. You're strengthening through your core, strengthening through the body and the legs. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let's hold this 2 more breaths. Inhale in. Exhale out. 1 more breath. Inhale in. On your exhale, begin to lower your knees down. Walk your hands forward. Melt your chest down towards the earth. Anahatanasana, puppy dog pose. Inhale, shift forward onto your forearms. Slide your knees back. Sphinx Pose. Lift through the chest, shoulders roll back. Breath in. Exhale, lower. Tense your hands to the outside of your mat. Roll one shoulder back at a time. Circle through. Sway side to side. Work into the shoulder socket. And then shift back through center. Hands under your shoulders. Elbows point back. Shoulders pull back. Inhale, lift your heart, baby cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes. Press your hips back towards your heels. Lift your hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. And full breath out. Bend your knees. Look forward. You can step or even lightly hop all the way up to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, lift. Fingertips graze your shins. Exhale, fold back in. Bend your knees. Tuck your chin. Begin to unravel your spine. Come all the way up. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Shrug your shoulders up towards your ears. And open down the back. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, side stretch. Right arm reaches down your right leg. Reach to the right.
Inhale, reach to the sky, mountain pose. Exhale, left arm down, your left leg, reach to the left. Inhale, both arms rise high. Exhale, baby back bend, roll your shoulders back, point those elbows down, lift through your heart. Inhale, arms high, mountain pose. Exhale, hinge, bow forward, fold in, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, halfway up, lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step the feet back, high plank pose. Take one breath in here. And your exhale, knees to the earth. Walk the hands forward, melt your chest down towards the earth, gaze forward, puppy dog pose. Inhale, shift onto your forearm, slide your knees back, Sphinx Pose. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lower. Hands tent to the outside of your mat. Roll your shoulders side to side. Feel free to bend one knee. You might look back at your toes. Get a little bit deeper through the spine. Stay connected with your breath. Okay, let's come back through center. Hands right under your shoulders. This time we're going to come into a higher cobra. So shoulders roll back. Inhale. Lengthen your arms just a little bit more, but you still have a gentle bend in those elbows. Tops of the feet root, heart presses forward, shoulders are down and away from your ears. Tuck your toes, exhale, hips press back towards your heels. Hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Full breath in. And full breath out. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop, top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen, halfway up, lift, fingertips graze your shins or the mat. Exhale, fold back in. Take your feet together, bend your knees deep, weight is back in your heels. Inhale, swoop your arms high, chair pose. Shoulders melt down the back. Weight is in your heels. Slight tuck of that tailbone. Squeeze through your inner thighs. Weight is so far back into those heels, you might even lift your toes and give them a wiggle. One more breath in. Exhale, hands to the earth, hips high, fold in. Inhale, lengthen, halfway up, lift. Exhale, plant your palms. Step your feet back, high plank pose. Take a breath in. Now as you exhale, we're going to lower through Chaturanga. So you have the option to do Chaturanga on your knees. Elbows stay tight in the midline. Shoulders in line with the elbows. Hover. Inhale. Lift the heart. Upward facing dog. Tops of the feet root. Lift through your chest. And exhale. Roll back through your toes. Hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Inhale your right leg high. Bend your right knee. Let your hips stack open. So your right knee will reach high, ground through both palms equally. Let's begin to take some hip circles. So hug your right knee toward your chest. Open it out to the right and around. 2 more like that. Hug in. Open out. And around. Hug in. Open out and around. Inhale, reach that knee high. Exhale, hug your right knee towards your chest. Place your right foot between your hands. Lower your back knee down. Ground through that right foot. Inhale, reach your arms high. Square your hips forward. Lift through your chest. Slight tuck of your tailbone. And you want to make sure that you're pulling down through your low back so that you lift up through that left hip. Feeling the stretch in your psoas. Deep breath in, reach your arms high. Now as you exhale, take your left hand to your left hip, reach over to the left. Roll your right shoulder back. Inhale, arms rise high. Right hand, right hip. Reach over to the right. Roll that left shoulder back. Inhale, both arms rise high. Exhale, hands to the earth. Tuck your back toes. Just send that right leg all the way back up to the sky. Bend your knee, open out. And downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high. Bend your left knee. Stack your hips open. So just feel that nice stretch through the left side here. Square your shoulders out. Ground through your palms. Let's begin to take those hip circles. Hug your left knee up and in. Open out to the left and around. Hug your left knee up and in. Open out and around. Good. Hug in. Open out and around. Take that left knee high. Reach up. And exhale. Hug your left knee towards your chest. Place your left foot between your hands. Pressing down into that left heel. Right knee is lowered. Inhale, arms rise high. So again, square your hips forward. Ground through that left heel. Slight tuck of the tailbone so you feel the stretch through that right hip. And when you reach your arms high, inhale in. Exhale, take your right hand to your right hip. Reach over to the right. Roll that left shoulder back. Inhale, reach both arms high. Exhale, left hand to left hip. Reach over to the left. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, hands to the earth. Tuck your right toes. Left leg all the way up to the sky. Reach it high. And downward facing dog. Take a full round of breath here. Deep inhale in. Deep exhale out. Bend your knees. Look forward. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, lift. Exhale, fold in. Take your feet together, bend your knees deep. Inhale, arms rise high. Utkatasana, chair pose. Now this time as you exhale, take your hands to heart center. Hover over your thighs. Shoulders peel back. Weight is back in the heels. So create length through your spine as you pull your low belly up and in. As you exhale, you can take just a gentle twist by taking your elbow to about the middle of your knees. If you want a full twist, begin to take your tricep, your left tricep, to the outside of your right knee. Roll your right shoulder back. Thumbs come towards heart center. Good. Lift up and in through your low belly. Be sure your knees are in line with one another. Often this left knee will like to come forward. So if it is, just pull it back in line with the right. So that way you know your hips are in line. Good. Next, inhale. Come back through center. Lengthen your spine. Same thing. Either a gentle twist towards the left or a full twist. Right elbow can come to the outside of that left knee. Roll your left shoulder back. Use that elbow as leverage to open your chest out. Maybe you look up past that left shoulder. Thumbs come towards your heart. Deep breath in, bringing out those internal organs. Good. Let's come back through center. Hover. Exhale, hands to the earth, hips high, fold in, just let it go. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step the feet back, high plank pose, your choice. You can flow through a vinyasa or meet in downward dog. I'll guide the vinyasa. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high, bend your right knee. Exhale, hug your right knee towards your chest. Place your right foot to the top of the mat, lower your back knee down. Inhale, reach your arms high.
Exhale, left hand down towards the earth or your hip. Reach over to the left. Roll your right shoulder back. Look up. Inhale, reach both arms high. Exhale, right hand to your hip or the earth beside you. Reach over to the right. Inhale, both arms rise high. Exhale, hands to the earth. Right leg rises high, three-legged dog. Bend your right knee, stack it open. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky, bend your left knee. Exhale, hug your left knee towards your chest. Place your left foot to the top of the mat. Right knee lowers. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, your right hand down towards the earth or your hip. Reach over to the right. Inhale, arms rise high. Exhale, left hand to the earth. Reach over to the left. Inhale, arms rise high. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your left foot all the way up to the sky. Downward facing dog. Good. So let's stay here in downward dog for 3 to 5 rounds of breath. You can also choose to come into child's pose. So in child's pose, your arms will reach out long, knees open out wide, hips press back towards your heels. And just come back to your deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Good. Inhale, begin to shift forward. Come on to hands and knees. And we're actually going to lower all the way down onto our bellies. So come down onto your belly. Reach your left arm straight out in front of you. Right hand slides underneath your left shoulder. Good. So you want both palms to face down. Reach that left arm forward just a little bit more. Tuck your toes. Begin to shift up and over that right shoulder. Yes, this is slightly uncomfortable through the throat. That's okay, that's normal. You should feel this stretch through the outside of that right shoulder and shoulder blade. Make sure your left shoulder is pressing down. So sometimes we let it lift up. Press that left shoulder down. Use the weight to open your right shoulder. 2 more breaths here. Good. Slowly take your time coming out of this. Begin to inch yourself up. Switch sides. So your right arm reaches out in front of you. Left arm slides underneath that right shoulder. So let that left hand crawl away as your right arm reaches forward. Tuck your toes so you can shift up and over that left shoulder. Again, right arm might lift up, drop it back down so it's in line with the left shoulder. You want to be able to open through that left side, the left shoulder blade. So just let the weight of your body fold in. Stay with your breath here. Two more rounds. Good. Let's slowly take your time out of this posture. So just crawl your hands back. Let's tent our hands to the outside of the mat. Elbows high. Just shake it out. Roll it out. Lower down. So we're going to come into a more shoulder opening back bend. You have a couple options here. So you can bend your knees, flex your feet. Hands come behind your back, interlace your fingers. You can stay right here, just reaching those hands back as if you're reaching back between your calves. This is level 1. Keep your knees parallel to one another. Level 2, maybe you reach your hands to find your ankles. Keep your knees in line with one another. You do not want your knees to splay out, so keep your knees parallel. That protects your low back. Hands are grabbing a hold of your ankles. Ground through your belly as you inhale. Begin to kick into your hands. Opening your chest forward. Gaze is just slightly out in front of your mat, so you're not cranking your neck. You're relaxing, looking forward just gently. Lift your thighs up off your earth. Inhale. And as you exhale, just let it go. Palms face down, forehead to the backs of your hands, and shimmy your hips side to side. Good. Let's take our hands down underneath our shoulders. Tuck your toes. Press your hips all the way back towards your heels. Coming through Child's Pose. Walk your hands up towards your knees and come to seated on your heels. Shift forward. Come to standing on your knees. So we're going to come into a gentle Camel Pose, Ustrasana. So your knees are right underneath your hips. Inhale, reach your shoulders up towards your ears and roll them down the back. So you're opening your heart forward. Good. And as you're ready, let your shoulders roll back. Palms face forward. Tuck your tailbone in, so you're pulling in through your low belly, just like we were in our low lunge. Pull up and in, lift through your heart, drop your head back, shoulders back, expand your chest towards the sky, lift up high through the heart. If you want more, you can take your hands back into as if you have jeans pockets behind you. Shoulders back, tuck your tailbone, lift through your heart, drop your head back, press your hips forward into a gentle back bend. Expand through your heart. Good. Slowly rise back up. Sit back towards your heels. Pause here. Palms face down on your thighs. Take a breath in through the nose. And release. 2 more in. And begin to shift to either side. Extend your legs out long in front of you. Scoot to about the middle of your mat. Flex through your feet. Take an inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, hinge forward. Hover over your legs. Hands can reach for the outer blades of your feet. Shoulders back. Press your heart forward and slowly fold in. Deep breath here. Relax your head and neck, but keep your feet flexed. Lift through your heart just slightly. And exhale, fold in. Good. Begin to unravel. Come all the way back up. Shift your hips forward. Bend your knees, reach your arms out on either side, and begin to roll down onto your back. Hug your knees gently towards your chest. Give them a squeeze, rock side to side. And then extend your legs up towards the sky. Bend your left knee and take your foot down towards the earth so that heel's right behind your left hip. Bend your right knee, take your right ankle to the top of your left thigh for thread the needle pose or reclined pigeon. Right hand will press your right knee away, and maybe you reach through to actually thread the needle, so your hands will come through and interlace around that left hamstring. Shoulders stay down on the earth. Hug your left knee towards your chest. Stretch through that right hip. Deep breath. And release your hands from that left leg. Keep your legs in this figure 4. Arms out to a T on either side, shoulders down. Let your right foot just plant all the way over to the left as you gaze to the right. So you're twisting that left side.
Move slow into this posture. Be aware of the hip and the knee and the low back. Use your core to lift your legs back up through center. Right leg extends long to the sky. Lower your right foot down. We'll switch sides. So left leg, inhale, extend your left leg long. Take your left ankle to the top of your right thigh. Press your left knee away. Flex your left foot. Begin to thread the needle if you went there on the other side. So your hands will wrap around your right hamstring. Shoulders down on the earth. Begin to pull your leg closer towards your torso so that you can really feel that stretch through the left hip, left piriformis. Flex that left foot, shoulders stay glued to the earth. Deep breath. Release your right leg. Take your arms out to a T on either side. Keep your legs exactly as they are. That left foot will slowly lower towards the earth. Twist your spine, gaze to the left. You should feel this deep in that left hip, a little bit through the low back and the shoulders. Deep breath into your belly. Good. Come back through center. Low back presses towards the earth. Right foot is down. Left leg reach up to the sky. And left foot to the earth. Bend both knees. Hug them towards your chest. Give them a squeeze. Rock side to side. Massage the low spine. Good. Legs rise up to the sky. Reach your arms up as well. Shoulders relax. You can stay here just feeling like dead weight down towards the earth, kind of feeling that nice grounded sensation. If you want, you can even shake your legs out, roll the ankles, spread the toes, curl your fingers in, spread your fingers wide. Kind of get little creaks out here, the joints, the wrists. And when you come into stillness, the arms can just limply reach up towards the sky. Same with the legs. Just let that blood flow release from the legs. This is a great pose to do up against a wall as well. So you would just take your hips up towards a wall and let your legs rest on a wall. You can even place pillows underneath your hips so that you get a little bit more of a lift through the legs. This will allow the body to really dig deep into that parasympathetic nervous system so that you become much more rested. Give the nervous system a break. Release all that stimuli that we have around in the world today. Okay, begin to bend your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. Forehead might come up towards your knees. Deep breath in, curl up into a tiny little ball. And as you exhale, just let everything go. Let your toes drop out, palms face up, lay down on your back, Shavasana. Eyes are closed. Let go of control. Let go of any thoughts that might be coming in and out. Allow the mind to just kind of relax here. Bring it back to maybe your intention. Now you're welcome to stay in this Shavasana as long as you need. If you would like to get ready to move about with your day, you can begin to rock up or roll off to one side to make your way up into an easy seated position. Keep your eyes closed, move softly. Keep your mind in this meditative state, in this peaceful state. Allow yourself to continue to listen to your breath.
Take your hands to heart center. Inhale in through the nose. We're going to exhale out through the mouth audibly. So inhale in. Bow your chin. Take a moment here to express gratitude and honor the light that dwells within each and every one of us. Thank you so much for practicing with me this morning or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining in. You can always find more about my classes at Katie Marie Yoga on my Instagram, here on my YouTube. If you hit subscribe, you'll get alerts when I upload videos or lives. And feel free to send me a chat, have any questions or anything you'd like to know more about, or even any requests for class. Thank you so much for joining. Namaste and aloha.